In a previous video, I talked about why narcissistic abuse is so hard to explain. But an even more important question is, who am I trying to explain it to? I'm Grace Channing, if we haven't met yet. I'm a survivor of narcissistic abuse, and after I escaped that horrific experience, I wrote a book about my 6.5 years with the toxic one. My book is entitled Love Crimes: Awakening and Healing from Narcissistic Abuse. It's due out very soon, and if you decide to read my story, you will find that I have spent a lot of time dedicated to understanding what happened to us. But today we're talking about the most painful dilemma survivors of narcissistic abuse face, and that is, who can I trust with the truth? Should you just keep it all inside, or how do you cope with the heartbreak when people don't believe you? Sometimes it's not that they don't believe you, it's just that you're revealing a reality they simply can't understand. You're exposing something completely foreign to them, and like them, before you were entangled with a narcissist, did you have any idea that this kind of psychological hijacking even existed? Most people don't, and that's why they struggle to grasp what you've been through. The toxic one will craft their public persona with meticulous care because external validation isn't just their preference, it's their oxygen. Their image isn't just important, it's essential to their survival. But the version you saw in private, that was very real. The rage, the coldness, the calculated cruelty that surfaced when there was no one around to impress. And here's where it gets even more painful. When you finally find the courage to speak your truth, to pull back the curtain on what really happened, you're often met with disbelief, confusion, or outright dismissal. And the reaction can cut deep because it doesn't just feel like rejection, it reopens the wound. When someone dismisses or doubts your experience, it recreates the same emotional dynamics of the original abuse. Your reality is questioned. Your perceptions are invalid. Your pain is minimized. Your truth is erased. This is why sharing your story with the wrong person isn't just disappointing, it's retraumatizing. Each disbelieving response echoes the gaslighting you endured. Maybe it wasn't that bad. Maybe I'm too sensitive. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong. The stakes are incredibly high when you decide to speak your truth. That's why being selective with who you share it with isn't just smart, it's essential to your healing. When you try to explain narcissistic abuse to others, something profound is happening. You're not just asking someone to believe your story, you're asking them to reject their own direct experiences with your abuser. Most people, when faced with this, will unconsciously choose to protect their existing beliefs. It's less mentally taxing than reconstructing their entire understanding of someone they thought they knew. This isn't because they don't care about you. It's because human brains naturally resist information that contradicts what we think we know. I'm telling you this because I was in this situation. Towards the end of my relationship with the toxic one, I had a friend who knew us both. Someone who I thought would understand, who cared about me and what I might be experiencing. However, I could sense, right in the middle of me baring my soul to her, that this was not being absorbed by her. And I don't think it has anything to do with me personally. I think she just couldn't wrap her head around what I was telling her, and it's easier for her just to move on down the road. Not everyone has earned the right to hear your vulnerable truths. Not everyone has the capacity to hold them with care. That's why it's so important to be intentional about who you open up to. Sharing your truth is very delicate. So start with people who knew you before, friends or family who remember your spark, your confidence, your peace of mind. They may not fully understand what you've been through, but they're likely to have noticed the changes in you, the anxiety, the self-doubt, the way you shrink yourself or walk on eggshells now. They may not know why, but they can see the impact. Maybe the narcissist slipped, let a little of the mask fall off, a flash of cruelty, a controlling comment, an unsettling outburst. At the time, they might have brushed it off. They were probably just having a bad day, they thought. But now, when you share your story, the dots start to connect. You're not planting ideas in their mind. You're simply giving context to what they've already witnessed, even if they didn't know what they were seeing at the time. And then there are the ones with emotional intelligence. These are the people who just get it, even if they didn't witness the abuse firsthand. They understand human behavior. They recognize manipulation, and they can read between the lines. Finally, there are those who understand trauma. Some have lived it, others have studied it. Whether through personal experience or professional training, they carry a deeper framework for recognizing abuse, even the kind that leaves no visible scars. They may not have seen what happened behind closed doors, but they understand what that kind of pain does to a person. The confusion, the hypervigilance, the self-blame, the exhaustion. Before you share your full story, it can be wise to test the waters with smaller disclosures, gentle statements that don't reveal everything but offer a glimpse. I've been going through something difficult in my relationship. I've been learning about emotional abuse, and it's bringing up a lot for me. Some relationship patterns have really taken a toll on my mental health. Then, listen closely. Pay attention to how they respond. Do they make space for your experience, or do they rush to defend the other person? Do they ask thoughtful questions to understand better, or do they jump to conclusions? Do they offer support for you, regardless of their relationship with the person that you're talking about? These early responses can speak volumes. They'll help you know, can this person hold your truth, or could sharing more cause even deeper harm? Sometimes support comes from the most unexpected places. The quiet coworker who notices more than they say, or the distant relative who's lived through something similar. The new friend who has no loyalty to your abuser and no reason to doubt your truth. These unexpected allies often emerge not when you tell them your full story, but when you begin to speak from your healing. Not about the abuse itself, but about what you're learning, what you're unlearning, and how to reclaim your voice. As you start to open up, even in small ways, you send subtle signals. Signals that say, I'm seeing these patterns. I've lived through something hard. And those who've been through it too, they'll recognize those signals. But this is an important consideration. Sometimes the wisest thing you can do isn't to speak at all. It's to strategically stay silent. That doesn't mean that you're hiding your truth forever. It means you're choosing when and where and with whom to share it. based on your safety and well-being. If opening up might compromise your custody arrangements, threaten your financial stability, or put you in physical risk, or even lead to coordinated social rejection, then protecting yourself by being highly selective isn't just reasonable, it's necessary. Strategic silence is not the same as silence forced by shame. It's a conscious choice, a boundary rooted in wisdom. And remember, your truth does not lose its validity just because you're not ready to share it yet. Not everybody will understand what you've been through, but I promise you many people will. Your truth community may not be the friends or family that you've always known. It might look different. It might look like a survivor support group. Online spaces centered around healing. New friendships you formed after you escaped the trauma. Safe places like this one, where shared experiences creates instant understanding. In these spaces, you don't have to start from zero. You don't have to explain the basics or defend your reality. The exhausting work of proving what happened just dissolves. And in that space, real healing begins. Finding my own truth community changed everything for me. It was a turning point in my recovery and why I'm here with you now. When someone cannot believe your experience, try to remember this truth. Their disbelief reflects their limitations, not yours. Someone who has never experienced narcissistic abuse might lack the conceptual framework to understand it. Just as someone who's never experienced grief might struggle to comprehend its depth. Some people in your life may never fully understand what you've been through, and this is painful, but it doesn't diminish the reality of your experience or your right to heal from it. Being selective about who you share your story with isn't about secrecy or shame. It's about honoring your truth by placing it in hands that can truly hold it. It's knowing that healing does not require everyone's validation. It's protecting your energy that's better spent on rebuilding your life than on convincing people who were never meant to understand. As you continue healing, you'll start to feel it in your gut. Who gets to hear your story? Who earned that trust? And who hasn't? It's more than a survival skill. It becomes a foundation for healthier, more aligned relationships going forward. Because your story deserves to be heard, but even more than that, it deserves to be respected. So be intentional, be selective, not out of fear, but out of love. Love for yourself, for your truth, and for your healing. Selective sharing isn't silence, it's self-protection. I want to offer you not only understanding, but concrete strategies for protecting your peace and navigating the complex social layers that come after narcissistic abuse. I wrote my book with you in mind. You, sitting alone, replaying conversations, second-guessing your instincts, wondering if anyone would ever truly get it. I wrote that book to say, I see you, I believe you, and what you lived through was real. Whether others understand your story or not, it doesn't change its truth. Your healing does not depend on their validation. Their support can help, but it's not a requirement. What matters most now is that you believe you, that you choose to protect your healing with the same fierce care you once gave to others. So move gently through this process. Share wisely. Heal loudly or quietly, however you need to. And above all, remember this: you're not alone. Not now, not ever. If this resonates with you, join our healing community, subscribe to this channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your wisdom might be exactly what another survivor needs to hear today. Together, we can transform our pain and our experience into our greatest source of wisdom and strength. And by the way, I have a powerful guided meditation that I have created for you to begin your healing path. All you need to do is click on the link below in the description, and it's yours for free. It is my gift to you. I hope you come along this journey with me where we are going to find peace and joy.